Hello, home chefs. Welcome to the Chef Lance Show. And today, jambalaya. This iconic Louisiana cuisine dish is so simple to make. It's a one-pot meal. You can have it ready in no time for your family, whether it's on a weekend or a weeknight. This is perfect, and it's so delicious. I can't wait for you to make it and try it. Share those with me, the pictures and the comments, and let me know what you think about it. And while we're here, please smash that like button, share this video with your family and friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when each video is released, usually on Thursday. So today, jambalaya. Here we go. Welcome again. This is the Chef Lance Show, and today we're continuing on with our Louisiana cooking. We're doing today a jambalaya. So I can't wait. This is going to be really delicious and fun. By the way, just so you know, the recipes for most of my Louisiana cuisine that I do here on the Chef Lance Show comes from Paul Prudhomme's book, Louisiana Kitchen. The late Paul Prudhomme was just a master at Louisiana cooking. He also came up with, developed, if you will, the mix called the blackening seasoning. And he used that on a dish that he made famous called blackened redfish. In fact, without using a rod and a reel or a net or anything else, he almost single-handedly wiped out that species of fish until limits were put on that. This dish was so popular back in the 70s and into the 80s. The reason this book is special and Louisiana cuisine is special, I lived a brief period of my early life in North Louisiana, which is really for people down in South Louisiana, North Louisiana, anything north of Alexandria is really considered lower Arkansas. That's kind of a joke between the states. But anyway, and I really fell in love with Louisiana cooking, gumbos and jambalayas and etouffees and all the things that they do. So also, my mentor, Chef Jamie McAfee, executive chef for more than 2 decades at the Pine Bluff Country Club, was mentored by Paul Prudhomme, and I actually was mentored by Chef McAfee. So even though I'd never met the late Paul Prudhomme, some of what he taught my mentor has been passed down to me. Said that, let's get on with the jambalaya. I'm making a chicken and sausage jambalaya. In the book, this is a kind of a morph between two of the jambalaya recipes, so I'm not following it specifically, but it's jambalayas or jambalaya. So let's start with the meat. I've got 3 pounds of chicken. I've got about a half a pound of smoked sausage. If you can get tasso ham, please do. That is a South Louisiana specialty. If you can get that, it is delicious. I just couldn't get my hands on it, and I didn't have time to make some. So this is not a kielbasa. It's just a southern smoked sausage, and then 3 pounds of chicken. Now this is chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I cut into bite-sized pieces, and that's what we'll be using for the meat. Here at front, I've got some tomato sauce we'll use later. We have some chicken broth or chicken stock, either one. The Trinity here, onions, green bell peppers, and celery. We have our rice. Now, what people say, what's the difference between a gumbo and a jambalaya? Not a lot, except for the fact that in a jambalaya, the rice is cooked in with the stew, if you will. It's not really a stew, but similar. It's actually cooked in there, and so it becomes part of it. It really is a thick dish. It does not runny like a soup or a gumbo or even an etouffee. I've got my salt and pepper here, my cooking oil, which again is half vegetable oil or canola and half clarified butter. I've got some butter, additional butter for cooking to add additional flavor. And I've got my spice blends here. I've got white pepper. I've got garlic pepper, granulated garlic powder is what I'm trying to say. It's easy for you to say. I've got some salt here, cayenne pepper. This is some Tabasco sauce, and then I've got a couple of bay leaves right here. Okay, so that's going to be our seasoning mix we'll use a little bit later. I'm going to set this off to the side, and we're going to get to cooking. Now, to start with, I'm going to start. My pan has been preheating while I was talking, so it's probably ready to go. I'm going to be very generous with my cooking oil because I have a lot of meat there. And then I'm going to add a little butter. Now, the reason we add the oil or use oil and clarified butter is a cooking oil with a fairly high smoke point as well as canola is. We do that so that it helps reduce the chance of the whole butter will burn. Remember, butter is an emulsion. It's got butter fat, it's got butter solids, and it's got water. They're all held together in this emulsion that we call butter. But if you just use plain butter at a high temperature, you will, in fact, those butter solids are just going to burn on you. So now there's a lot of foam coming off when I put the butter in. The reason there's foam is that's water steaming and boiling off. Julia Childs teaches on her show that's kind of started it all, the French Chef. You got to let those bubbles subside to let you know when the butter is ready to go. All right, so I've got a wooden spoon here, and I'm going to put in the meat. I don't want the butter to brown too much. Nice little sizzle. And I'm just going to give that a quick stir. Make sure nothing is sticking. Get rid of this. And I'm just going to stir this around. Now, I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to have you wait here the whole time. So I'm going to see you in a few minutes when this is cooking. We're finished cooking. We're going to go to the next step in our jambalaya. See you then. Hey, welcome back. So the chicken is cooked. Of course, the sausage didn't need cooking, but it's thoroughly working its way to warming up, and it's all of that's releasing juices into the bottom of the pan. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our trinity. I've got onions. All the measurements and whatnot are going to be on my website. So I'll put a link down to the website so you can absolutely get out there and get this recipe and print it off and use it at home. So that's why I'm not giving the measurements now. And frankly, at my age, I forget things like that anyway. So it's better just to go and just get it. So now I've got the trinity in there. Again, that's onions, green bell pepper, and celery. So we're putting all that together, and I'm just going to cook this for a few minutes until that's cooked through. And again, I'm not going to bore you with that. So I will see you in just a moment. And before I add the chicken stock, I want to add the rice to this. And I'm actually going to cook this for a few minutes before I add the stock. This is so simple. I mean, listen, simple doesn't mean easy. So let me explain that. Is this easy? Yes, it's simple and it's easy. But until you try it for the first time, it's not necessarily easy, even though it's simple. But once you get the hang of certain things, certain techniques, it absolutely becomes easy as well as simple. To quote one of my favorite online chefs, Chef John Pierre, so simple a child could do it. Well, that means me. All right, so what I didn't tell you about the rice, by the way, Paul Prudhomme in his book recommends what he calls a converted rice. Well, converted rice is old lingo for parboiled, where it's been partially cooked. And you may have seen the different rices in the grocery stores. You've got regular just rice that takes however long it takes to cook. Then you've got parboiled, and then there's instant, which is a fully cooked rice that they then dehydrate, and it literally, you boil water, drop it in, and it's done in an instant. We're not using the instant. We're not using the raw rice. We're Goldilocksing this thing and doing the parboiled or converted rice. And that just means that we don't have to simmer this for as long as you would have to with normal rice. Oh, that's it's already thickening up nicely. So that's gonna cook for a few minutes with the rice in there, and then I'll come back and I'll add the chicken stock and the bay leaf. So see you in just a second. Okay, that's looking really good. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken broth, chicken stock, whichever you have on hand. Stir that thoroughly. I'm also going to add my bay leaves. Don't let me forget to take those out later. Now I need to bring this back up to a boil. Then we'll reduce it to a simmer. Now remember, as the rice cooks, it's going to absorb quite a bit of this moisture in here and thicken up quite nicely. Jambalaya is not really a soup as much as it is a rice dish. So very highly flavorful rice, as well as all the meat and the veggies and things like that that go into it. It's a delicious dish. All right, guys, this has got to go just like this for the next 20, 25 minutes. I'm not going to have you watch the whole time, but we will be back when we're very close to being finished, and I'll show you how we finish this up, plate it up, and we get to taste and enjoy it. So see you in just a little bit. Yeah, we've been cooking now for, I don't know, about 5 minutes. It's really starting to look, you see the rice is starting to absorb some of that moisture. It's a little thicker than it was. We still have 15 or 20 minutes left. Looking good, looking very good. You can get by with 1 cup. You can see these are not level cups, so that is a bowl full right there. Let me just tell you. So, oh, this jambalaya is just looking fantastic. All right, now we're going to taste. All right, now here's our jambalaya all plated up. Very nice. The plate is still very warm, so I'm being careful with that, but I'll tilt it up so you get a good view of it. But now I'm going to taste it, see how it is. We've got chicken, smoked sausage in here, all the spices, the liquid. And see how this has really come together? Very nice. So now let's see what we can do, what we have here taste-wise. Mmm. 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 That is so freaking good. Man. Mmm. Happy dance. That is delicious. I can't wait for you to try this. Absolutely one of the best dishes I've had in a while. Listen, it's got a little spice to it, which you can tone down. You can cut the hot spices down, but it's not overpowering. The older I get, the less I do spice. But this is very manageable. You remember my etouffee video? I got a little, took my voice away. This is spicy, but it's not over the top. Very good. So listen, make this at home. Let me know how you do and enjoy. This is a beautiful dish out of Chef Paul Prudhomme's book, Louisiana Kitchen, and I invite you to make it and share with me how you did. So until the next time, remember this: a day in the kitchen beats a day of working any day. Hello, it's Chef Lance here, and I'm giving a quick shout out to my friends at Cask Brew Coffee. You can get to their website at caskbrew.com, CASTBREW, one word.com, caskbrew.com. These guys are engaged in helping restore American values, and they're doing this through making good products, supporting good people. They're also creating some physical coffee shop locations that hopefully we'll be seeing sprout up around the country like mushrooms. But let me say a little bit about the coffee. My wife and I drink this. This is the Appalachian Nights. This is the dark roast. This is my wife's favorite. She enjoys this one. This is Rise with Roberto Jr., which is a shout out to their late mascot, the rooster, Roberto Jr. If you listen to Tim Pool on the Timcast IRL show for any length of time, you know a little bit about Roberto Jr. But this is a breakfast blend, a little bit lighter. This is actually my favorite. You can get these in ground. This is what these are, the ground in the bags. You can get them in whole beans. You can also get them in pods or K-cups or whatever we're calling them these days. But they're delicious any way you want to enjoy them. So listen, go check out castbrew.com. Enjoy the coffee they produce and help support restoring American values. Remember, a day in the kitchen beats a day of working any day. Hey, come on around and try this with me. It's really good. You afraid of my cooties? You're going to get on the other side?
No, I was avoiding them green peppers.
Oh, that's right. I forget. You don't do the green peppers. Mm.
Definitely not as spicy as the etouffee.
Right.
Very nice.
Delicious, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I enjoy that.
And really, when cooking this is just really a lot of hurry up and wait, for it to cook. So.
Yes.
That is so freaking good. I know what we're having for dinner.
The chicken tones down some of the spice.
It does, yes, it does. And the sausage will as well. So, approved?
Very nice. Very, very much approved.
Cool. Well, as is always the case,
Clean up.
Cleanup time.